Hello, hello. Welcome to Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me is my beautiful co-hostess, and wife, Karradyne.
You got it.
And with us today, we have a very, very special guest. We have from the big DK Energy podcast, Mr. Danny Korentur.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing, my man?
Living the dream, brother. Living the dream.
That sounds great, man. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I really love this man/woman cave that y'all got going on here.
It's a man with sprinkle of woman.
Yep.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, it's a very gender non-conforming cave.
A little bit of everything is for everybody here.
Yeah, exactly. So if you like books, you're not going to find any here.
No, there are books, just not the kinds I would read.
That's true.
Or
Yeah.
in the other room, if anything.
Yeah, you would just have to deal with the messy bed and all that if you want to read books.
There are books literally all over the rest of the apartment, not just
There are.
on my bookshelves.
No, there
They're
are.
literally everywhere.
Well, it's a nice balance. So, you two have everything going. Y'all have good balance, which means everything is mostly Karradyne.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
As it should be,
So I set up this room, 2 years ago?
roughly.
And today was the first time I've ever dusted it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Better late than never.
I mean,
I was dying a little bit inside the other night when I was looking a little closely at his TV stand. It was
yeah, it was gross.
it's real bad.
Yeah, but I put an Xbox on it, and now I got to clean it. But hey, first off, before we continue on with the show, let's do the housekeeping. So everybody follow us on social media everywhere. It's a Novel Console. You can find the podcast everywhere. Tell your friends about it. Don't forget our Patreon, $2 a month. That's basically it. And Danny, so we got a couple of questions for you, my man.
Lay 'em on me.
First off, do you read any books?
Very rarely. I used to read a lot more, but then life has kind of smacked me in the mouth, and so therefore I can't read as much as I can. However, I'm rereading a book that I've read. It's called Ego is the Enemy, and it's one of my favorite books because it's kind of a self-help book, but it's not too whimsical. It kind of taught me that in some aspects of my life I was being a little shit, and you know what? That's okay if you are, because as long as you're willing to work on yourself to make yourself better, that's all anyone can really ask you for.
I mean, that's
That's
very, very
understandable.
true. Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, everybody has a point where they're being a little shit. Mine is specifically when anybody mentions Jeff Bezos and how great he is.
Oh my God, we're not going to go down that road.
Although one thing, a little side note, is that my dad's name is Jeff. I love him though.
He sounds like a much cooler Jeff.
I do know a bunch of Jeffs, and they're all pretty cool. Bezos is the only one that's kind of a dickhead. He gives the Jeff name a bad reputation.
For real. I mean, his last name means kisses, but that's the last. Well, he can probably
It's
buy
true.
all the ones in the world that he wants
Yeah.
from Hershey.
Yes.
That's
He could buy out Hershey and stop making them and keep them all to himself.
why would he do that? He would do that.
Y'all are the
That's
ones
some-
who are putting the
that's-
idea out there for
That's
him
some
to take.
that's some supervillain type of shit that he would do.
He looks like a super
He looks like fucking Lex Luthor.
Luthor.
Yeah.
He does.
Jinx,
he really
you owe me a
does.
I got some in the fridge. Go grab one. Hey, all right. So, is that the only type of book that you read? Do you have any favorite books, or you're just not that big
Genres?
of a reader?
I would say because the past 2 years of my life were a little bumpy. Some self-help books obviously were like at the forefront of what I was reading. But then, for example, a book that I was reading was an offshoot of the TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I forgot what exactly it was called, but it's about one of the previous avatars mentioned in the show. So it's like in a former era of where the show actually takes place. And so it talks about her and how she becomes the Avatar, and how she essentially saves the world with her hodgepodge crew of former gang villains and the daughter of one of her fire instructors.
Huh. That sounds. It's a what's her name? Kyoshi.
Yes, Kyoshi. There we go.
Okay, so that's the one that likes to kill.
Yes.
Yeah, I know about that one. I don't know much about Avatar, but I do know her.
Also, random fact: she's like 6 feet tall. So.
So she's tall.
Yeah, very.
Huh, interesting. Wonder why Aang is so short then. All right, next question. Do you play any video games?
Oh, yes. So I'm much more of an avid gamer. Sorry, Karradyne.
That's all right. Everybody is.
Hey, but you know what? I respect your reading grind a lot, to be quite honest with you.
Thank you.
Quite so, actually. But yes, I am more of a gamer. I remember playing with my PlayStation 1 Spyro in Korea when I lived there because my dad was in the army, and then, of course, he was playing Half-Life on it, and so he would always, and so like one of the coolest things to do when I would watch him, I would go, use your boom blasters, which was my name at the time for grenades. But obviously, I learned that grenades are not exactly great for all situations.
Not all the time.
Why wouldn't they be? For literally all situations.
Oh, my boss is being annoying.
Grenade.
Great.
I have to wait on
Solve
this
all
line.
of my problems.
I can't get on the Disney ride.
Grenade. Destroy the entire ride so nobody can ride it.
That's right. If I can't do it, none of y'all can.
Exactly.
Big Thunder Mountain had a big boom.
Which is funny because they do have like lots of dynamite and stuff on that ride.
Exactly. You imagine
Yeah.
like one of them is actually
Actual dynamite. Oh boy.
like somebody's
Somebody's vacation is ruined.
Actually, speaking of Disney rides and real stuff being put in there, I actually heard a rumor once that on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, one of the skeletons is actually a real skeleton.
Really?
That's what I've heard, but it could be just an urban myth.
I have no idea.
Although it's Disney, so would you really be surprised if it were real?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I
No.
would think that would be like a real thing.
Worker 457 just fell down the trash chute. How can we reutilize her?
Oh my god, I can't. Watch it be Walt's skeleton.
No, Walt's skeleton. Walt's head is frozen.
He's frozen somewhere underneath the Magic Kingdom.
You know what? As a Jew, I'm okay with that because last time I checked, he's not really a fan of us.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. There's a joke on Family Guy that he's waiting for the Jewish people to die off so that he can come back.
That's so terrible.
Oh, actually, not just that. They had an episode where Stewie and Brian traveled to different multiverses, and so one of them was a Disney multiverse. And as soon as Mort, the Jewish character, enters the show, everybody looks at him in disdain and goes, Jew, and proceeds to beat him up. And then that's when Stewie's like, oh yeah, I forgot this is a Disney universe.
Oh my
The impressions.
god. I can't.
That is a great Stewie.
Oh, thank you very much, Chris. Chris boy,
It's too much.
So,
I love it.
So you played Spyro.
Oh yeah, that's a relic of a game, but yeah, I loved playing that when I was much younger.
They did a remake a couple of years ago. It's called the Spyro Reignited, Spyro 1, 2, and 3. And man, those games are great. I am happy that I can finally play them without getting motion sickness, because I used to get really bad motion sickness playing them.
Also, like, another thing about games, besides playing them, is that actually, even though I'm not in a video game design job right now, my major at the University of Central Florida, which is actually right nearby here, I was a digital media major on the game design track. So I actually learned how to, like, make video games and, like, what kind of nuances there were in the industry and whatnot.
Yeah, you told me about that. That's pretty interesting. Now, you told me off the air that you were an artist.
Correct. So there are three really main components that make up any game design team. So you have the actual design of it, you have the artist, or the art side, and then you have the programming side. So for example, I did the art side because out of all those things, in terms of like coding or like or design, I could kind of dabble in those things, but honestly, my main focus is art. So, for example, I used this program called Maya, and in there, I would make 3D props for video games.
Okay, so you weren't like a concept artist. You were like an actual artist drawing the stuff inside the computer.
Correct. It was always fun to see all my friends in the fraternity, reading pages and pages of stuff on like biomed and pre-law, and yet you can just see me here making a crate out of a bunch of planks.
Definitely sounds like you got the better end of the stick.
Oh, heck yes. And
Much
plus-
better.
Oh, and I sounded way more interesting to girls whenever we went on socials because I was something completely different. But usually they'd be like, "Oh, my little brother likes to play video games." I'm
Oh
Great.
no.
like, "Yeah, actually, my
See, when they said that, you should have said, "Are you and your little brother close?" And you would use the little brother angle.
No.
dang, I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that then because that probably would have been a good segue. But you know what? It's okay because it's all right. I still had my fun, and I still got a lot out of it. In fact, actually, even though that I did not continue to go into game making afterwards, actually UCF, they have a separate school called FIA. I forgot what it stands for exactly, but apparently it's one of the best game design schools in the world. Not just
Really?
the U.S., the entire world.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So it's even bigger than Full Sail.
Oh, 100%, way bigger.
Full Sail is a joke
Is it?
in some ways.
Yeah, it's like they're not. It's not a joke. It's just they're more hyper focused on the arts. So, for example, it doesn't. It's like yes, you do get your college university feel, but it's like more geared towards something that's specific. Whereas I went to UCF, so you had a hodgepodge of you had math, you had psychology, business, pre-law.
Your traditional college.
Yeah, exactly. And then I wish I forgot what school was teaching this, but apparently they had the history of meme making.
Oh my
I have
god.
heard of that
That is
before.
amazing.
I have heard
If you
of
really
that
think
before.
about it, though, that is actually not only is it funny, but it's actually a main method of communication.
It
between
really
people
is.
nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it depending on the meme and the context of it, I could say that that's even language barrier breaking.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Especially since one of your famous sections is named after a meme, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Give me the garbage.
Give me the garbage. The
Yeah.
raccoon meme.
Which I was super honored that I was able to participate in the garbage at Lazy Moon with Chris earlier today. Actually,
Yep, and that's what we're going to talk about later on today. Yeah. Oh man, that's so cool. Now, going to the meme thing again. How do you even become a doctor of memes?
right? I mean, is it just that you just know the history of memeology?
Do you spend a lot of time on 9gag and that's how you become a doctor?
Right. For your final, do you have to come up with a viral meme that gets over 1 million views or something like that? And if you don't get that, you don't pass.
I mean,
might
that
be-
sounds legit.
That sounds like something, yeah, like you understand what makes a meme and
And you
how
would
to
be able
make it
to
go viral.
regurgitate a perfect viral meme that resonates with all.
Because at one point in 2018, there was a huge meme brain fart where like memes they were in terrible quality, but you can kind of tell what the joke was, but everything was like all pixelated. And then there was this one with Markiplier, and it was just E, and that was the joke.
I don't know why it would be funny, but just the fact that it's Markiplier, I just find it so funny.
I just remember like the first time I heard like the word meme and the first time I saw it, I thought it was Mimi.
Everybody thought it was me.
And
I thought it was May May.
really? Yay, oh my gosh. And then somebody tried to explain to me what a meme was, and I'm just like, what? I don't get it. And then they showed it to me. I was like, oh, those things, they
still
make me
don't
laugh.
get it.
It's like a joke in picture form, I guess, is like the best way of
Yes.
describing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Taco
Now I just
Bell
want
at
to
3
play
in the
What Do You
morning.
Meme?
Oh, you want to play What Do You Meme?
Yeah.
That game hasn't aged right.
What?
It's kind of old because it's old memes.
Well, but we still get them. Like a next generation is going to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, like Zoomers wouldn't be able to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't in 9gag in 2007.
Yeah.
Not that I ever did it, but I'm pretty sure there was also some like memes on like 4chan. And then also, I was never on Reddit until very much recently, but yeah, there are definitely memes on Reddit as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes on Reddit. There's a lot of stuff on Reddit. A lot of weird stuff on Reddit. Actually, I found out that people who have OnlyFans grow their OnlyFans through Reddit by posting on a bunch of different channels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause apparently it's really big, and that's basically how they grow their audience, because most of them are just on Twitter, because Twitter's the only social media platform that lets you post nudes. And basically that's how they get their business.
Huh, interesting. Have you seen any interesting sex toys while on that Reddit and Twitter grind?
I have not, but I do have one
I
for
have.
today. You have?
Oh, yeah.
What did you see?
Oh, we're not going to talk about it. It
Why?
gets too personal.
What are you talking about? Isn't that one part of the show?
Oh, God. The octopus tentacle. You've seen it, too.
Oh, yeah, that one. No,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to talk about that
The
one.
octopus tentacle.
That has to do with a friend.
It does. And that friend is a listener. We're not going to say their name, so I just, oh God. Okay, it's a whole ass fucking octopus tentacle that you stick up your butthole.
It's
Yeah.
long.
It's long and it's got puckers and shit. Oh God!
Dang, with the puckers, it sounds like it'll
More
drag some stuff on the way
power
out.
to you, my friend.
That doesn't even sound like a sex toy. That sounds like a full-on torture device.
Yeah,
It's just got like a little nub like this, and then it's thin, and it grows girthier, and it has like the suction cups and everything. It's super.
A round of
weird.
applause for you
It's
being able to tolerate that, because oh boy, I would cry. I would cry. Oh.
Before we go too far into the sex toy thing,
Do you eat food?
yes,
Since we're discussing all of our segments here.
yes, that's basically our intro. To guess, do you eat food?
No. Wait, I was about to say no, but yes, I eat a lot. I eat a lot of it actually, and actually, funny story regarding octopus tentacles. Not a gross way, but I remember when I lived in Korea, because my dad was in the military, so I moved there when I was like about 3, and so what happened was one day I remember I was walking in the middle of this like riverbank, and I just remember seeing a woman like handling squid, and so it was really slippery. And she was like easily taking the eyes out and just, preparing it, and, just typical Korean life. And then the next day at school, they all gave us school lunches, but, it's Korea, so they're a lot different from American school lunches. And so this was like a seafood medley of some sort. And I remember seeing like mini tentacles in there, and I thought, is this the squid from yesterday?
Oh my gosh, that's how cute. But also,
Squid is good. Squid is really good. I really like squid, and I like octopus too.
Is calamari only octopus, or is it also squid too?
I think calamari is squid.
I have no idea, because I will
I
not
think
eat
it's
it.
both.
Is it?
Yeah, I think calamari is both, but they're both delicious. Some takoyaki. Oh my god, I love some takoyaki, and some fried squid.
Takoyaki, is that tacos filled with octopus tentacles?
That's what I thought the first time you said it.
So taco is the Japanese word for octopus.
Ah.
It's Tako. And yaki, I have no idea what it is, but it's basically like these little donuts filled with cream cheese and octopus. They have eel sauce drizzled on top, Kewpie, and bonito
Donut
flakes.
holes, he should say. Donut holes. They're not like donuts, right?
Yeah, they're donut holes.
Yeah,
Okay, got
they're
it.
Like little
balls.
munchkins, like munchkins.
Okay, I was
yeah.
about to say like a full-on eclair with tentacles.
Oh, just a smearing of Kewpie and bonito flakes.
No, thank you.
Oh, bonito flakes can get gnarly.
Yeah, we bought a bag at the Asian market down the road, and I had to throw it away because it was stinking up our whole cabinet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was real bad.
So my mom's from Korea, and so actually I lived in Virginia for a little bit, which actually surprisingly has a big Korean population.
Interesting.
And, sometimes she would bring home food from the Korean market, especially kimchi. But then I remember one time we were driving back from church, and she was and I just remember the car smelling really funny. So I'm like, has the kimchi been left too long in here? Because it kind of smells like it. And actually, there was a few times. I don't remember experiencing it, but of course, with a parent from a different country, they give you the country's food, which of course to you is a no-brainer because that's what you grew up on. However, to other kids, my sister experienced this unfortunately, where they're like, "Ew, your food is stinky."
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I've smelt that at work.
And
before,
I
but-
also think about like my family eating Puerto Rican food.
Oh,
and
they
they're
hated
just
it.
like, oh,
They
this
absolutely
is
hated it.
awful.
You hate Puerto
They
Rican
hate
food.
it so much.
they thought it
think
was
it's
Mexican.
bland. Yeah, they think it's like Mexican food.
We're gonna get a bunch of tacos.
They think it's gonna be
No.
spicy, and they think it's gonna be, tacos and enchiladas, and it's not.
So the thing that I always tell Karradyne is whenever we go to somewhere that we've never gone or that it's some sort of cuisine that we don't normally eat, I tell her, don't get what you think you'll like, get what everyone else eats. And that's probably a safe bet on getting something that you
Yeah,
will
because
like.
my grandma and my aunt also didn't listen to you, and they ordered like some crazy things on the Puerto Rican menu, and he's like, I wouldn't even order that.
Like they order like
Like
shrimp and like
mofongo and-
Creole sauce, and like the Creole sauce is like a tomato basted thing. It's just not good.
What-
So-
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but what exactly is mofongo?
The best thing you'll ever eat.
So I'm in the wise words of Guy Fieri, mofongo is mofongo.
Oh my gosh. No.
There's the only way to describe it is by the ingredients, which is garlic, mashed fried plantains, and maybe bacon.
And you like mold it into like a Jello
A little
mold mound, and you
And-
eat it with mayo ketchup.
Yeah,
And
it's dipped in chicken stock.
Yeah.
Before they serve it to you,
super flavorful.
and depending on who makes it, because Dominicans, Cubans, and Puerto Ricans all make it different.
Yeah.
Got it.
Some use chicharrone, which I don't like it with chicharrone. Some use fatback. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Back. It's like a part of the pig from the back that's all fatty, and they use that in it. And I know Puerto Ricans use bacon, which is the right way to eat it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought I actually work at a gun range right now, working on their social media, and there's always these Hispanic food trucks, and so I've always seen it, but I always get this thing called papas locas.
Oh man, those are good. Those are the French fries with the cheese and all that stuff
It's
on
got
them.
pork, beef, and chicken all mixed together.
Yeah, so it's like a tripleta, but
But
on
on
French
fries.
fries. Yeah.
I'm all for it, even though that my acid reflux can't handle it.
You gotta try the mofongo. You have to. It
Yeah,
is
just
so.
get
It's my favorite.
mofongo and carne frita, or mofongo and pollo al ajillo.
And pernil.
Pernil too.
Yeah. So good.
So good.
All right, I'll take your word for it. And,
Yeah, because you're right next to Food Truck World where you work at, right?
that's exactly it. Yeah.
I know. I knew it. We
Jelly.
We still got to go there.
Yeah, we
haven't
do
gone.
after I am well and can eat things again.
Oh, speaking of other cool food spots near where I used to work, I was actually right next to Super Saiyan when I worked at a building right next to it. I was able to just walk there, and honestly, that's where I ate most of my lunches.
That used to be one of our favorite
Used to.
places.
Used
be.
to, yeah.
Until he got pissed off.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What pissed you off there, Chris?
Should I say it? I don't think we've talked about
No,
this.
we have talked about it
We
before.
have. Have
yeah.
I said exactly what pissed me off?
Yeah, I think you have. The owner pissed him off.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was. I just thought because I remember listening to one of your episodes, and you just thought it was getting too I don't know, it was getting too known or something like that.
That too. But
I played into it.
yeah. Basically, he was locking people in and out, and
Locking them in.
locking them in. Like it was so people could get going there, and there was a line so big that he would lock the door so people wouldn't get in, but he also wouldn't let the people out,
Oh,
which is kind of illegal.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a fire hazard.
Yeah. And one day there were these people standing there just looking at the menu at the door, and they weren't in line. So I just walked in, and the guy started screaming, "Oh, you got to get out. You got to wait till I call you in, so get out." I'm like, "What the fuck?" It's like, "Fuck you. I'm leaving."
Yeah, for
like-
real. Customer service non-existent.
Everybody got their pennies in a wad that day, and I suffered because I was the one who was in love with it.
Well, now you're in love with Viet Thai Cafe.
Yes,
so,
Via Thai is so much better.
yeah. All right, so I guess it's time for one of our usual segments. So let's go ahead and get into the sex toy of the week.
Hey,
Danny's been waiting for this. Danny's been waiting for this.
it's only my second favorite part.
The second favorite, the first one is garbage.
Oh, of course.
And everybody loves garbage. All right, so the sex toy of the week comes from Burger Champ because of that ginormous list he gave us.
As usual.
So this is the Trinity Vibes purple inflatable seat with vibrating dong.
What?
Oh,
So it's $35. It's got a vibrating dildo.
Man, that doesn't work for fat people, though.
wait, $35? That's it?
That's it. Yeah.
Wait, what?
It looks pretty
Seriously?
hefty. Yeah, $35 right there.
It's going to deflate the second I sit on it.
Oh, there's a double one over here. Fat
Oh.
seat with dildo vibrator.
So you
Oh, it's a
and
hot
your
seat.
partner can.
Oh no, look at that. It's just
Oh.
one. Oh, and it's
Felt.
yeah.
Oh, so it's like an air mattress.
And it's hot. It gets hot.
And it's only $56?
16 as it looks like a better condition than this purple inflatable seat with
You
vibrating
can use
arm.
that in the swimming pool.
Yeah, honestly,
You can use that in the swimming
there used to be
pool.
this old toy called sock 'em boppers.
It kind of looks like that.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
with a really weird grip handle.
What the hell? Okay, let me go to the reviews. Okay.
this thing does not have great
shit,
reviews.
the reviews are terrible.
I mean, look at it. It looks so flimsy. What do you expect?
Okay, 1-star review. Do not purchase. I opened the item, put the batteries in, and it doesn't work. Unfortunately, this item is non-returnable. I would not suggest anyone purchase this product.
Uncomfortable.
That's basically it. Horrible. The dildo is plastic and not silicone. So it's
no!
so hard and hurts really bad.
Oh, no.
Thank God for refunds. Big mistake. Very uncomfortable, both because of the cushion part being too big for my small stature and because the realistic dildo with veins felt more like a plastic drinking cup. Solid, hard plastic that hurt when I tried to do anything with it.
And this person with 5 stars said good, and it says good.
I can't.
So there's a 4-star. It says 4 stars. Had to glue air spout, but it's a fun toy.
Had to what?
Glue the air spout.
Oh, my gosh.
2 stars. Reviewed in the United Kingdom on March. Wait, that's not it. The review says it's not so pleasing.
Well, it's from the United Kingdom, so it'll be like, it's not so pleasing.
Oh, my God.
That sounded like Gordon Ramsay.
Bollocks.
So basically, all of the reviews are pretty much bad, except for the one that says.
I mean, it
good.
looks like a joke. Let's be real. And it's only, what, $35?
Okay,
know.
So it has 24 global ratings, and it's at an average of 2.3 stars out of 5. 16% 5-star, 16% 4-star, 7% 3-star, 6% 2-star, and 55% 1-star.
That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. That's almost as good as our ranking on Apple Podcast.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, this thing looks like crap. Look at that.
Zoom in on that dildo. That motherfucker is plastic.
That is straight up plastic.
and I
It
mean,
looks-
think about plastic and like the seams on it and like how hard those can be and like
And sharp.
Oh,
It kind of looks like it's made of the same material as the balls in a ball pit.
It does, and those also have the sharp ridges on them.
Look at that poor girl having to write it.
Oh dear,
That is a very
this
explicit
is really
picture.
graphic for Amazon.
Yeah, that is very explicit. Look at that. You can even see like the pubes and shit.
Oh,
Great.
okie dokie.
So we can definitely tell she's French. I'm just kidding.
Is this another
It
version?
looks like it, but why is there like a detached?
Why is there a floating dildo?
Yeah, this looks like a horrible Photoshop job, if anything.
Yeah, it does. So I don't get why it's like it. This one is sold as a pack, so it's that bouncing ball, lube, and a pussy pump.
Oh, they have. Wait, pussy pumps exist?
Yeah,
I did
Oh, yeah.
not know that.
yeah. So you use it and you pump it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they have weird results.
Huh, that'll strike different when you put on that one song from the Black Eyed Peas. Pump it louder.
Yep, pretty much. Oh my god, we got to stop this. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're
you're just going
I'm just
down a
rabbit hole.
really bad
that I don't
sex
need
toy
to-
rabbit hole.
And the funniest thing is that in the one-time purchase part, it just says deliver to Karradyne.
It does say deliver to Canada.
Are you shitting me? Because you're logged into my fucking Amazon account.
I don't have an Amazon
Yeah,
account.
because oh my god,
Uh-oh.
just get out of that. That's all my ads are gonna be sex toys
I was about to say, your
now.
history is about to get very fun and interesting.
Oh, here's a suggestion for you based on your recent search.
A McDonald's plastic ball refurbished dildo.
I know.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some discussion time. All right, for this discussion time, we're basically just talking Star Wars and the theme parks, which Karradyne is a professional in. And since
I
we're all
wouldn't go that far.
we all live in Florida, we might as well just talk about theme parks in general and Star Wars and maybe Star Wars stuff and stuff because it's Star Wars month.
Star Wars stuff and stuff.
Star Wars stuff and stuff.
HR Puffin stuff.
What?
Do you not know HR Puffin stuff?
What's that?
Do you know HR Puffin Stuff?
I'm afraid I can't recall. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God! HR Puffin Stuff. I don't remember exactly what HR Puffin Stuff was, but it's some children's movie thing that my little brother was obsessed with growing up. It had a whole song and everything.
Really?
HR Puffin Stuff. He's your friend when things get rough.
Well,
It almost
I don't
sounds
remember
like a
anything else.
jingle for like
a sex toy.
no, for
That would be Stuff and Puff.
HR Puff.
Stuff and Pump.
All right, y'all.
No, it sounds like a jingle for like a furniture store. HR Puff and Stuff.
does.
Get your couches and fucking stuff.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I
love it.
Fucking is such a good word.
Anyway, yeah, Star Wars Stuff and Stuff.
Oh, speaking of that, I actually wore my Boba Fett socks for this very reason.
Yeah, he
was
did.
perfect.
They did. They were a good coincidence. So, okay, so Star Wars.
He said he wore them for this reason. That's not a coincidence.
I don't know. Words.
Anyway, I was too delayed with that. Keep going.
Anyways, so we've all experienced Star Wars at some point
In
our
some
lives.
way, shape, or form.
Of course. I mean, the Lego Star Wars was my shit growing up.
It's so. Oh, dude, the new Lego Star Wars game is so good.
I haven't looked at the walkthrough for it at all yet, but definitely next time I eat dinner, I will definitely check that out.
Check out the episode 1 walkthrough and just let me know whenever you see the Darth Maul fight. Once it's over, just message me.
Okay.
I want to know your opinion and your reaction because I lost my shit at the end of it. It was so funny. And you, Karradyne, Star Wars. Tell me about Star Wars. What do you think about Star Wars? Have you experienced Star Wars?
I love Star Wars. You made me watch all of the movies during the at the beginning of the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic.
That was the first time you ever watched Star Wars?
That was the first time I ever saw all of them.
Willingly.
I had never seen the original trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, I had only seen the prequels
Okay.
and the new Ray Low movies.
I forgot what they called it. It's not the sequels, but it's they're just bad.
The
That's all.
continuation. Those things, yeah. And then I got more into it after he made me watch all the movies, and then we watched Mando, and I was like a goner at that point. Goner. Yep. I'm obsessed with Grogu specifically.
Now, what about you, Danny? What do you think?
About Star Wars, the franchise in general. So my dad being of that era, of course, I watched The New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and The Jedi Returns. You know, I saw all of that on DVD back when Netflix was only sending DVDs to your front door.
Wow.
I remember those days.
Yeah, and actually, I remember the first ever Star Wars film that I actually watched in theater. Unfortunately, I didn't watch it for that long though. Was The Phantom Menace. In fact, me being on the autism spectrum, one of the things that we have is that some of us can't handle lots of noise at some points. And for me, I remember that, the pod racing scene was so loud that I feel kind of bad to this day because I asked my dad, "Hey, can we leave right now?" Because I just could not handle the noise. I mean, eventually I saw it, but, it was years later. And then I remember actually one time I actually saw Attack of the Clones in the theaters because my mom's friend from Korea, she was bringing her kids to watch the movie, so I actually didn't go to school that day. So I remember that being a very great one.
Oh, man, that's a great day, being a kid and getting to skip school because you got to go see Star Wars, man.
Right?
That's the
That
best
sounds
day ever.
awesome. It's like me skipping work yesterday to go see Sonic.
What about you, Chris? What's your history with Star Wars?
Oh, man. So basically, my dad forced me to watch the original trilogy.
Forced.
Forced
Trilogy?
trilogy.
He struggles
Trilogy,
with
yeah.
his
The THs.
TRs and THs, even
know
though
what,
it's
if
not
anything-
a TH word.
If anything, it gave you a thrill, so that's why it's a thrill.
Yeah,
It's
there
a
you go.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Trilogy, there we go.
Trilogy. So he forced me to watch it, and he forced one of the neighbor kids to watch it too.
And their parents were totally cool with that?
Yeah, they were totally cool with that. He got them on VHS, and we watched them on VHS, and it was before they did the edit where they added the singing lady. It was the original version. I think it was the one with the nudity.
Wait, there's nudity?
Well, it's like one scene in Jabba's temple where this lady kind of has like a nipple slip when she falls. It's like really quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
would have made it so much better. What?
That's hardcore porn for
It's
kids.
basically Roadhouse.
I
that
remember
movie
Titanic
straight
was
up
hardcore porn for me. Yep.
So yeah, he forced me to watch it because I think at the time I had a Nintendo 64 and I was obsessed with the Shadows of the Empire game for Nintendo 64. And he's like, "Oh, if you like this game, then you'll like the movies. Let's watch Star Wars movies." And I kind of hated them, except Episode 5 because they were so long and so boring because I didn't know English, so I didn't know what the hell was happening.
Oh no.
But then I watched them later on as an adult, and I'm like, "Yeah, this shit is great."
Actually, now that I think about it, how do you say I have the high ground in Espanol?
Okay, so it's weird because we don't really have that saying. But it would be yo estoy arriba o yo tengo el puesto alto. But then it's like I have the high position if you say yo tengo el puesto alto.
Okay, so of course they'd go I have the high ground in the subtitles.
Yeah.
And people will just go with it because most of them don't know Spanish anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was, man, I after growing up some and starting to learn English, I really started liking Star Wars. I love the Rogue Squadron games.
Sorry.
I love the Rogue Squadron games. And basically, if it was a video game and it has Star Wars in it, I wanted to play it. That's pretty much it.
Did you play? I know this is a staple for a lot of people. The early Xbox and
No.
I'm talking about Battlefront.
Yeah, Battlefront, yeah. I thought you were talking about KOTOR.
Oh no! I'm talking about Battlefront. You know, in that
No.
era of like the early Xbox. I remember playing that on PSP.
Yeah. Now, dude, my cousin, the one that went with me to Metallica, had it on PSP, and he had the Darth Vader PSP. And every time
That's fancy.
yeah, it was really nice because it was all white and it had Darth Vader's outline in the back. In black.
Nice.
And every time he would just put it somewhere, I would pick that shit up and go hide.
Aw.
Oh man, that game was fun. I did play it on PlayStation a lot. That was a really good game. Those Battlefront games were really good. So have you ever played, Karradyne, anything Star Wars? No?
Played?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No?
No. I don't. Have I? I'm pretty sure I have not. No.
No, I don't.
And I've only read the Shakespearean version of, oh gosh, which one was it? The Return of the Jedi? It was one of those Raylo movies in Shakespearean form. And then you bought me that one book that I started reading and never finished.
The Force Unleashed.
Yeah, that. Oh, and I've also read The Love Hypothesis, which is, Raylo fan fiction turned into a romance novel. So that counts, right?
That's so upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't sound too happy about that.
No, it's just very upsetting.
I love it. I was obsessed with Raylo for like 3 weeks, and I kept watching all of these Raylo compilations on YouTube, and I'm just like,
Not gonna lie.
It turns into a goblin. She turns into a fucking goblin.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After The Hobbit, I kind of wanted. What was the name of the dwarf that got with Tariel and then died, unfortunately, at the end?
Keely.
Oh, in the movies, yeah, Keely.
Keely, yeah, because that wasn't in the book.
Exactly.
But, I guess I'm kind of having those same feelings because it's like Keely and her, they were great together, but of course he had to die.
They were so perfect. They were so.
And he showed that a short guy can be a king and date someone taller than him.
Yes, you will find your Tauriel one day, and you will
and
not
an
die.
elf. And an elf on top of that.
Hey,
So
let's
like
go.
I think elves translate into supermodels in our world, right?
Tall, slender,
Yeah.
fair of being.
But she's also batshit crazy. The woman who plays Tauriel and the Wasp.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yes, she is cuckoo cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
But we won't get into why I think she's cuckoo because it's too political for the podcast.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I mean, I just find her hot. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean I do too, but then she's a little crazy.
Now, Danny, you said you played Battlefront.
Yeah.
Did you play anything else?
Star Wars wise, I have to think. I don't think I played anything Star Wars wise, like at least in a video game, but Star Wars Legos though was my shit. Like, actually, you can ask my parents at how much I was kind of obsessed with it. And actually, now that I think about it, it was actually around the time of 5th grade, right around when my mom died, that I started really getting into Legos. And I guess for a little bit, it was kind of an escape from, something that happened to me when I was like, 5th grade. I forgot what age it was, but I was still a kid,
Yeah. Okay.
So, for example, I was also really into like history and like armies and that kind of stuff. So actually, what I did was I would have all my clone troopers like drilling in a square and have like Chewbacca in like a guard tower. And I took all the pieces of some Legos and I made like a paratrooper plane, and I had all of them like jump out the door. But speaking of Legos and Star Wars, actually, I one time had the clone turbo tank. And I built it. My parents weren't happy that I wanted it, but they got it for me and I built it. And then one day, I forgot what the circumstances were, but I dropped it and all the pieces went everywhere.
No, that's heartbreaking.
That is awful.
I remember my little brother was really into Star Wars Legos, and he had a little R2D2 Lego that he carried around with him, and it was the cutest thing in the world because he called him Artie Tootie.
Aww.
It was so fucking cute. My heart can't stand it just thinking about it. This little Artie Tootie.
And speaking of cute things from Star Wars, you like Grogu, right?
I'm obsessed with Grogu. Did you see my Grogu when you came inside?
I did, actually.
I love Grogu so much, and I want him to be my baby. If we could have a baby that was Grogu, I would be having a baby right now.
He would be a toddler when we die.
I would be having a baby right now if it could be Grogu.
No.
100%.
No.
Yes.
No, Grogu.
Yes.
Dad and Mom, shit my pants, I did.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh.
I love him. He's so cute. He makes my ovaries explode way more than a human baby ever could.
That just goes to show you human babies suck and they're ugly.
They're not ugly, but I love him.
I highly doubt that they're not ugly.
Okay, they're not so cute when they first come out the
they're all
womb. They look
ugly.
like aliens.
They're all aliens
and not Grogu
ugly.
aliens.
No.
They're bad.
Yeah, those newborn shoots are pretty weird.
Yeah, they look pretty strange.
Ugh, they give
And
me
their
the
heads are all
heebie-jeebies.
misshapen.
Very misshapen.
It's like I understand you have no bones developed yet, but still.
Yeah,
like,
you
get your
couldn't have
shit
worked on
together,
that
dude.
a little bit more.
Now, you've both been to Disney.
Of course.
Have you, Danny, been to the Star Wars stuff at?
I have actually. I got to see it very briefly though because the lines were of course hella long. I just know that my aunt and cousins, they live down in South Florida where I'm originally from, but they love the Star Wars and the Disney universe, so they always come up here. And whenever they're here, they always invite me to dinner, just to catch up with the family and whatnot.
That's nice. Free meal.
Very
But
nice.
yeah, they are big Star Wars fans, and I wouldn't be surprised if they bought like Star Wars toys for their dogs. They have like 3 of them in that house.
Oh my gosh.
I would do that if Luna were to play with more toys, but she doesn't.
Not yet though.
Oh,
She does have a Yoda.
She does have a Yoda, but she's 10 years old and she really doesn't play that much.
She's
but
a
when
blob
she wants,
most of the time.
yeah, she's like that all the time. But when she wants to play, she wants to play. You'll notice that she wants to play. Now, you didn't get in any other rides. You just saw the park and whatnot.
Yeah, because like I said, the lines are really long, so instead we checked out Pandora from Avatar, if anything. But
Nice.
my goal is to one day, to actually experience the Star Wars world, because I was originally actually supposed to go to the opening day, because I actually have a friend who is from California who visits Orlando a lot because he is a big Disney fanatic, and
Okay.
he actually set up plans with me to go like really early in the morning, like at the butt crack of dawn, to go see the opening day. But unfortunately, I was working a job that I hated at the time, but I had to pay my bills, so unfortunately I couldn't go.
Oh man, that sucks. See, it kind of happened to me the same thing once. I was at work. I used to work at Universal at the Tool Crib, which is where the parts for all the rides are. And this lady texted me, and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" It's like, "I'm working." It's like, "Oh, I got 2 tickets for the Chili Peppers concert,
Oh my
and I wanted to
God.
see if you wanted to go." I'm like, "Fuck, I'm at work. I can't go."
This was before he met me. Just want to throw that out there.
It was like a month or 2 before I met
Yeah,
you.
it wasn't very long.
No. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I could have gone see the Chili Peppers for free. She's like, no, please come. You don't have to pay for anything. All you have to do is just get here. I'm like, you're not making shit easier for me.
For real. Actually, fun fact, the Chili Peppers were actually my first concert.
Really?
Very nice.
Yeah, they're easily one of my top 5 bands of all time.
Oh man, that is pretty cool. That is a pretty cool concert to pop your concert going cherry too.
Right? And then yeah, they were fun, and yeah, they were also really spicy, just like a lightsaber if it were to hit your skin.
Oh my god. I got to go to Galaxy's Edge before it opened because
were you invited?
I was. I have cast member friends who
That's the only reason why
liked
she
me
was
more
invited.
back then than they do now. That's okay. I mean, I got an annual pass too, but I don't remember if they did annual pass previews for Galaxy's Edge. I don't think they did. I think they only did cast member previews. But we only got to experience the Millennium Falcon because Rise of the Resistance was not ready yet. So we only got to ride that one thing. Because Star Tours, which is
Star Tours makes me sick.
Well, they also didn't think it out very well because Star Tours is technically not part of Galaxy's Edge.
Is it like halfway across the park
Yeah.
or something?
I'm pretty sure it's in MGM Studios, if anything.
It's Hollywood Studios.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not called MGM anymore.
She's an elitist.
You know what? Honestly, I'm a bit out of the loop when it comes to that kind of
it's
stuff.
okay.
So I'm sorry if I offended you, Karradyne.
No, it's okay. My brother and his family came to go to Disney this past weekend, and my sister-in-law was like, "Yeah, we're gonna spend this day at MGM," and I'm just like, "Okay."
I still call it MGM.
I just
to
didn't
annoy
say
her.
anything.
Oh, I do it unintentionally, but I guess I annoy you. Sorry,
No,
Karradyne.
it doesn't annoy me. It doesn't annoy me. But yeah, no. Star Tours is like over near the theater where they show random movie previews and what else is near it? And not that it matters, but it's not
So the
in
Muppets
Galaxy's
near
Edge.
Yeah, and
It's near Muppets.
Now that you mention it, I forgot how long Star Wars has actually been inside of like a Disney entity because it's been there for a while. I remember it was actually with that same aunt that comes visit me. I went with my sister, my cousins, and my grandma, and my aunt, and we went there when I was like in second grade. And I remember us looking at Star Tours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Star Tours is a rough one. It's real rough.
Yeah, no. Every time I get on that shit, I just get straight up nauseous and hot, and I just feel like throwing up all over the place.
It's intense.
I cannot do that.
But Rise of the Resistance, I hope that one day you will be able
you
to
need to do
experience that because I thought Chris was going to cry.
And
It was so good.
I felt like I was gonna explode from joy when I got to fly the Millennium Falcon. That made me very
Did you
happy.
like that more than Rise of the Resistance? Really?
Yeah.
I think Rise
Yeah.
of the Resistance is so much cooler.
Okay, Rise of the Resistance is so much cooler, but Rise of the Resistance is not as interactive as Flight of the Millennium Falcon.
It's not Flight of the Millennium Falcon.
If it gets off the ground, it's a flight, just like Flight of the Slinky Dog.
It's Flight of Passage, and you've literally never even been on Flight of Passage.
I know, but if
and
it
you've
flies, it's a
made
flight.
Oh my god!
It's like beer
I
makes
don't
me
know
feel
what
like
I
I'm
do
flying, so it's a
with
flight
you.
of beer.
I just
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, see, Danny gets it.
I wish I had some beer cheese.
Beer cheese.
That would be so good right now.
It would be.
With some pretzel bites.
Yes. Oh man. Oh god. I wish. With
Some
all
of
my
that-
might.
Some of that banana beer cheese from last week.
Oh, that was funky, but it was good.
It was really good. So, Star Wars is it's such a big thing, and people who like Star Wars actually hate everything that has to do with Star Wars.
Wait, what?
Like what?
Like the fans, they hate everything new that comes out. They only like the original trilogy, and they don't
Trilogy.
and they don't really like it. Yes, bite my ass. I don't get why people hate it. Like I'm of the mind that if it's Star Wars and it's new, it's something I haven't seen, I'm gonna fucking watch it and enjoy it. What's the point of getting mad?
I feel like I haven't noticed that. I feel like I noticed people not like the 3 most recent movies, but then love The Mandalorian and Boba Fett and be really hyped for Obi-Wan.
Oh, true. But most importantly, how were they during the Clone Wars, though?
That's
Is that
true.
one of the prequels?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's the one
okay.
that the Attack of the Clones is one of the ones that the fans
People hated the
hate
most.
the most.
Oh I mean that, but then also there is the actual series, the Clone Wars.
Oh, that.
Fans love the Clone Wars.
We still need to watch that.
We still need to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where Cad Bane is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's also I think in Rebels, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Rebels is with the guy named Ezra, right?
Yeah. Yeah, who's voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.
Did you just say Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, he's voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.
You mean
Not
not
Freddie.
Shaggy? Yeah, Freddie. Freddie.
Freddie.
Oh, okay. Hey, we've got a mystery to solve.
Exactly.
I love it.
I'm gonna be honest. I hate The Last Jedi. I absolutely hate that.
Remind me which one that was.
The middle one from the Rey series.
With Luke. Heavy Luke.
Yeah.
On the rocks with the porgs.
Yeah.
You mean with the blue milk
with
out
the
of those
blue
things?
milk?
The blue
Yes,
milk.
with the blue milk. Yeah.
Yes.
I absolutely hate that.
I have a porg in the closet.
Yeah, you do have a pork in the closet.
Grogu's cuter
It's
than the
tied up
porg.
and everything.
I'm pretty sure pork was just a ploy to get children to buy the toys.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, it literally
definitely.
was. Yeah. But I don't hate the reason because of hate the reason. I don't hate the movie because of the reason that people hate it. I hate it because nothing happens in 2.5 hours.
I mean,
Nothing happens in the movie. What happens in the movie?
the porgs are cute, and Chewbacca eats some
A
of them.
MILF Admiral Holdo kills herself. That's it.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happens in that movie. That was impressive.
That was very good. That was very good.
Thank you. Wait, which movie had the woman with the purple hair?
That one.
That
Oh,
one.
Okay, yeah, she's the
Milf
reason I hate
Holdo.
that. Yeah.
You hate it. Oh, she
But
was-
you didn't like her?
It's not that I didn't like her. It's just her as a character was not good. As in, it probably would have been. It probably wouldn't have been any different if she wasn't in that.
I mean,
I don't.
That's
I can't deny that.
yeah, yeah.
I
that's a
understand
good
what
point.
she was trying to do. She was trying to be the heroic person to, sacrifice themselves for the greater good. But, honestly, you can tell how bad a movie is based on the reaction of that character from the audience. Where if the audience is fully invested, like, no, they can't go, then you can definitely tell that the character is written well. But if the people are like, honestly, you just died, but we don't care, then you have not a flawed character, but a character that could have been way better.
I just like looking at her.
Also, saying that Star Wars fans hate the new things, don't prove me wrong, Danny. Don't prove me wrong. I have never met anyone who said that they did not like Rogue One. Never.
No.
Rogue One is an amazing.
I have heard some
film.
edgelords say it, but I don't think they've been serious.
Yeah, well,
Amazing.
that's how they get their life essence of the day is by pissing people off.
Yes.
But no, I love Rogue One, especially the transition into A New Hope.
That was so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Chills. The
Okay,
chills.
So I think the lightsaber battles in Star Wars are cool, but the thing that I love about Star Wars are the space battles.
Those are pretty
And-
epic.
Rogue One had the best. It wasn't space battle; it was like a planet battle. But the ship combat was just amazing. It was. Oh my god!
And I wish I had a better memory because I took several theater classes in college to the point that I probably should have just minored in theater because I think I was probably only like 1 or 2 classes away from having a minor. And for one of them, we had to read the original screenplay for A New Hope. Holy guacamole. I don't remember exactly what was so wackadoo about it now,
play
but it
Leia?
was whack. What?
Did you play Leia?
Oh, heck no. I'm not cute enough for that.
Chris thinks so.
Oh, he does.
I
Bless
do.
him.
I do.
But I'm trying to remember. It was not Luke Skywalker. It was like some wacky name. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a fun time reading that. And then we got to watch the movie. So that was cool. I didn't pay attention very much until you made me watch them. Yeah. Oops.
So the whole problem with Vice Admiral Holdo would have been if she would have just told them, "We're not escaping because we're doing this." The whole movie would have been solved. Like,
We need to go back and rewatch those because you didn't make me rewatch those during our long chronological order watch through thing that we did.
yeah, no.
I need more Raylo in my life.
I just really like looking at her. So
Oh
if we
my
could just
God.
watch the movie just so I can look at her, I'm fine.
We
with
can
that.
do that, and I'll look at Kylo and Ray.
And Oscar Isaac.
I don't
Poe
really,
Dameron.
I don't
Poe,
really
yeah.
find him attractive.
No,
No, Pedro is where it's at. Not Oscar.
they need to
Pedro.
remake Brokeback Mountain with Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac.
Oh my gosh, I would pay to watch that. 100%. And then they make a baby, Grogu. Yeah. I just made it weird.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I love Grogu so much.
I'm talking about two Latino gay cowboys, and you just want to bring a baby.
They're gonna make an alien baby. It makes
In
sense.
Star Wars, everything makes sense.
Exactly.
I laid the line down at alien baby. Leave my gays human. But I love Star Wars. Honestly, it's just it's such a rich world, and I'm tired of the Skywalker thing. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
It was nice while it played out, but there are a lot of pieces of Star Wars lore that I truly love, actually. In fact, I just found out, I actually found out a lot of this lore through TikTok, and so one of these, so I don't know if you've ever heard of Abeloth.
Never.
So Abeloth is this character in the Star Wars universe. So, like, the only thing I know about her is that she's terrifying and she's basically indestructible.
Oh.
But, like, besides that, it's like she was like one of the first ever like beings, I think, and like she destroyed like her competition, and then I don't know. I just know that she's grotesque looking and she's indestructible in some sort. And also, I heard about this thing called a Star Weird, which is like this malicious being that essentially it's not really a physical being. It's more like trapped in the hyperspace, or you know, when they go into hyperspeed, apparently they're attracted to the Force, and so they're like little entities that come and kill Force users when people are traveling through time warp or whatever they call it.
The the what is it called? I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about,
Light
though.
speed. The light speed.
Yeah,
jump.
the jumps.
What? I
That's
didn't
whack.
know.
Yeah, Star Weirds. I suggest looking them up. It's pretty cool, but kind of creepy at the same time, because the thing is that, you know, they even just by thinking about the Force, it comes in. They're attracted to you, and not in the good way too, because I'm pretty sure they're meant to either kill you or your soul.
Wow.
And Logan has told me before, I don't remember like all the specifics because it's been so long, but he told me a lot about Thrawn because he was reading the Thrawn books. And that sounded really interesting. I'm like, why don't we have Thrawn movies?
They will make them eventually. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like with how extensive Sith history is, especially with like Darth Revan. I'm really glad they really fleshed out Darth Maul's story.
Even more, yeah. Yeah. I do wish that they would make Starkiller canon. Even though that would kind of make like the rebellion's beginnings kind of really stupid. Because honestly, it is. But Starkiller was such an amazing Force user. He wasn't a Jedi and he wasn't a Sith. He was like in the middle. He was a gray Jedi. And he was so powerful. He ripped a fucking Star Destroyer out of space and onto a planet. And he pulled it down. God, he's so cool.
It's pretty epic.
Mm-hmm. And he's played by Sam Witwer, and I love that guy. He is great.
I have no idea who that is.
He was in Days Gone. Too.
No idea what that is.
The game with the zombie bears that I was playing, and your grandma was like, "Oh, what's that? Why are you killing that bear?"
And then you stopped playing.
And I stopped playing because I got
You
annoyed
were
at all
over
the
her
questions.
He did.
I did.
That was when we only had a TV in the living room and my
Yeah.
grandma was visiting.
It's like, why are you killing that bear? What are you doing? Where are you going? Like,
What's the point of this?
Are you sure she wasn't just asking those questions to bond with her?
No, she
grandson-in-law?
definitely wasn't. Nope.
no. I
Nope.
was like, okay, I guess I'm not playing video
It was
games while
more
they're here.
judging him for how he spends his spare time. 100%.
Oh, grandmothers.
That's okay. We love her.
Yeah, I guess we do.
We do.
You know what we love, though?
Garbage.
Our Patreon supporters.
Oh my
Got you.
God.
Hey.
I hate you.
No, we also love garbage. So are you both ready for Give Me the Garbage?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, that is Give Me the Garbage.
This week's restaurant is Lazy Moon in Orlando, Florida.
Yep. You're still mad because I got you, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I have nothing else to say. Goodbye. Peace out. I'll see y'all in the next
Tell
episode.
me about Lazy Moon. You've been there before.
I have. I didn't go this time, but I've been there before. So it's a unique pizza eatery place with gigantic pizzas and pizza slices and fairly unique pizzas. And yeah, I didn't get to eat it. So I'm bummed and bitter.
Tell me about the times you have eaten.
Oh, gosh.
What do you usually get?
I normally go for either plain pepperoni and a Caesar salad because their salads are actually really good, or their calzones. I freaking love their calzones and their marinara sauce. Oh, it's so good. So good.
When you get the pepperoni, you usually put ricotta on.
I do. I always add ricotta, and you
Ooh, that's a
always
move.
cringe because it's so much more expensive with the ricotta
Yeah, it's like-
added to
It's
it.
about like $3
But it's
extra.
so good. It's like $5 more. I
God
think
damn. I
it's
thought it would have been like 80 cents.
Yeah,
no,
but no,
it's
they put
it's definitely
ricotta
way
on it.
more than $1 increase. Yeah, it's hefty. I think I'm exaggerating with $5, but I think it might be around $3.
Because they don't give you like a little bit, no. They put like
Yeah, they put a
globs.
lot of ricotta on it, a lot.
Ah, okay.
And in their calzones, there's so much. Their ricotta, oh my god, so fucking good, so good. But this pizza, it's like as big as your torso. It's huge. It's massive. And they scream at you when it's ready. They just walk around screaming your name, which is kind of fun. But yeah, their pizza is awesome. Their crust is really good. I love it. I definitely have to eat it with a fork and a knife, though.
I love the crust because it's that water-based crust. That's just crunchy and thin and perfect for a pizza.
Not spring water based.
Not spring
crust.
water based, because that one from Mellow Mushroom is not good spring water.
They needed to cook it longer.
Yeah.
That would have made a big difference.
Yeah, that's the type of pizza crust that I love. Just thin, New York style. So crunchy, so good. Perfect for the pizza. That's the one that I love. Danny, what you have?
I had the Jason's mom slice without mushrooms because I'm just not a mushrooms guy, but it's got like caramelized onions. It's got their special sauce. No, not made from a guy in the back.
It's made from Jason.
Great. And it's also got tomatoes and your other pizza fixin', so your average cheese and sauce with that kind of stuff. But overall, I thought it was amazing. I mean, that's usually my go-to slice when I go there. I mean, if for those of you outside of Orlando, if you haven't heard of Lazy Moon, Karradyne is not exaggerating when she's saying it's as big as your torso. Yeah, you have to eat with a fork and knife because it's so big that, well, if you're not like me, you can be civilized and eat it with a fork and knife, but I can eat it folded Brooklyn style and not feel any shame about it.
It's just so long. Even if you do that, I mean, you're like fully extending your arm.
It was
to
kind of
take
impressive
that
just
first
seeing
bite.
Danny holding the whole slice and like putting sauce and like taking a huge chunk out of
That's
it.
impressive.
I was very impressive. That's like, I thought I was the only human that could do this.
But as my stepmom used to tell me growing up, Daniel, take human bites.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it.
What did you get, Chris?
I got the Cuban pizza. It's pernil, ham, Swiss. It has diced purple onions, pickles, mustard, and it is such a good fucking
Pickles
pizza.
and mustard is what really throws me off. Not even the ham. I hate ham. I hate it. I hate it so much.
See, I was actually telling Chris about this, that even though I hate yellow mustard, Swiss cheese, ham and pickles, I like Cubans. So it's like, instead of 4 wrongs making even more of a wrong, 4 wrongs made a right in this sense.
I mean,
I mean,
that works.
You remember the best Cuban that we've eaten in Orlando?
It was at a I always said the name wrong. Gods and Monsters? Arcade Monsters.
Yeah.
Not Gods and Monsters. Gods and Monsters was a book that I was probably reading at the time.
Probably. No, Gods and Monsters is the comic book store.
Oh, Gods and Monsters is also a book that I was
okay.
reading.
Yeah, I told Danny about it. He's like, really? An arcade?
The best. I mean,
And
mouth
we
watering.
had
Oh,
many Cubans.
oh, they were freaking phenomenal. So, so good.
But that the only thing that would make that pizza better that I had would be if it had potato sticks in it. Because I had a piece of the pernil by itself and it was very fatty and juicy, even though it had like a nice little crust outside, kind of like the tacos de cabeza and molcajete do. and it was like crunchy and juicy, and the ham was great, and the pickles were amazing. They weren't hammered the fuck down from being cooked so much, and it was just a really, really good Cuban slice.
But you wanted a crunch.
I
the
just
potato
want,
sticks,
no, I just
or-
wanted the flavor from the potato sticks, not the crunch.
Why do you need more flavor? There's
'Cause I
so
like-
much flavor.
Because a Cuban sandwich to me with potato sticks tastes better.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you get out of the pool as a kid and you put potato chips in your sandwich.
Exactly. Kind of like that.
I never did that.
You're such a
Never.
weirdo.
You're a weirdo
I am.
putting potato chips in the refrigerator.
So they won't get stale.
No, it makes them more stale.
Well, now I'm going to try that at home, so thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Do not put Cheetos in the refrigerator. I can tell you that much at least.
Hey, it ain't easy being cheesy.
Oh my god.
The impressions are great. So, yeah, to me, this place is garbage. I have never had a slice of pizza or a Caesar or anything from there that I don't like.
I mean, literally the only reason why I wouldn't call this garbage is because I'm lactose intolerant. But even then, but even this time I brought my lactate, and so therefore it was total garbage.
There you go.
He pulls it out and puts it on the table. He says, "I'm ready."
Bless it. I love it. That's amazing.
he took the
Got your
pill
battle
and-
gear.
he took the pill and then he says, "This lactate makes me feel like I can take on the world."
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I've definitely gotten tired of it before because I felt like there was a time where you wanted to go there way too often and I was just sick of it.
Sick of pizza, in the words of Uncle Iro, that's like being sick of breathing.
Yeah, I've definitely
Yeah,
gotten there many, many a time. Like, I don't care if I ever see a slice of pizza again.
Because the thing is,
And now I just wish I could eat some.
I can eat pizza every day if I'm able to, but it has to be good pizza. It can't be like fucking gas station pizza. It has to be Lazy Moon or Santino's or Papalozzi or fucking Giovanni's, even though we haven't had Giovanni's pizza yet.
Or Pizza Hut.
Or
I was about to say, have you ever had deep dish pizza?
yeah, from Giordano's.
Giordano's? Yeah.
Giordano's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So freaking good.
Ah,
We
the
haven't been
crust
there
is-
in so long.
We haven't.
I'm going to add that to my list.
Okay. We can garbage it too. I just
Have
like
we
how-
never gorbaged it? Oh, yeah, we haven't. I think the last time we ate there was maybe before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
It's been
it
a
was.
hot minute because it's, it's a little pricey.
No, it's a little out of the way is what it is.
No, we literally went to Via Thai every single Friday for like 2 years, and it's only like 5 miles away.
Shut up. I love Viet Thai too. I like from Giordano's how buttery the crust is.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The only thing, it's like I love that feeling too, except, my stepmom and my mom were both not obsessed, but they knew a lot about like skincare at the time. So I was not afraid to touch pizza crusts, but it's the butter and the oil that, if you were to touch your face, that's how you would break out, or at least that's what the wives' tales would say.
I mean, it does kind of make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dip my hand into a vat of pizza grease and just rub it on my face to prove a point.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I would probably like drink it like straight from a well. It's like,
Oh man,
oh
That's
man.
disgusting.
I feel my heart
Some-
clogging just listening to
Right?
that.
Yes, let me die.
Oh, no.
At least it was
Artery-
in pizza-based heaven.
Yep. Arteries clogged with cheese grease and pepperoni fat.
No,
Sign me
thank
up.
you.
So happy.
Sign me up.
So happy. All right, so let me read the thing because I still haven't memorized it. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, but here we go. All right, so on a scale of garbage, meh, okay, almost garbage, and got tier garbage. Karradyne, what would you rate Lazy Moon as?
Garbage.
Garbage?
Yes.
Danny, what would you rate it as?
I would say it's garbage.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. So
I think we
guess-
already said it was garbage, but yeah.
Well, I said, in my opinion, I think it's garbage.
This is
but
true.
you guys didn't jump in and say.
It's garbage.
It's got the garbage seal of approval.
Yes.
Yes, it does. That's
I
actually
wish
a
we
good
could
stamp.
have a novel console seal of approval on all the restaurants that we've given garbage to. They can put it right on the
I
door.
wish I had a gavel so I could, like,
The
Garbage.
Garbage
definitely-
gavel.
Yes.
a garbage gavel.
Left to
Now
invest
bring
in
out the
one.
dancing lobsters.
No, because they'll get heart tattoos on their faces
Oh my god.
and fight to end their conservationship or conservatorship or whatever it's
Oh
called.
my god.
Conservatorship.
Whatever Amanda Bynes is fighting to get rid of.
Conservatorship.
That.
Oh God.
All right. So I guess that's the end of the episode. I don't even know where the hell the Audacity went. There we go. Oh, we're at an hour and 10 minutes, just like usual. So since we don't have any housekeeping, Danny, what do you want to plug? What do you want to tell us about? What do you want to let our listeners know so they can find you?
Okay, so my podcast is called the Big DK Energy Podcast, pun totally intended. You can find me on Spotify and YouTube and Google Podcasts right now. I'm still working with Apple Podcasts. I have to fill out all of that paperwork, but I'm on Insta and TikTok, both at Big DK Energy Podcast. That's just a username, and I don't have any Patreon things, so just listen to what I have to say, and if you like it, that's great, and if not, then that's okay too.
And I'm going to say, Danny's podcast is one of the few podcasts where every episode that I've listened to, I've enjoyed. Every single episode. His guests have been so entertaining and informative that I've learned something out of every single episode. It's like there's not been one episode where I haven't learned a thing.
Oh, well, thank you, Chris.
No, it's a really good show. I really, really enjoyed it. It's definitely on my regulars rotation.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. What about you, Karradyne? I feel like you're going to give me a lot more of a grittier opinion, and you know what? I'm honestly here for it, because how am I supposed to advance if I don't get any
Why
shit?
would I be gritty?
I don't know. I feel like, see, the one thing that I love about you two is that you have such a great dynamic in which you kind of feed off each other. So I feel like if Chris was to say something positive, not that you say anything negative, but you do something, but you say something that kind of like throws everyone off, but then kind of rebalances the show.
Oh my gosh, no. I will tell you that I will say, I say this all the time. I might be a podcaster, but I am not a podcast listener. But no, I enjoy it too. I feel like it's very informative and not so much goofing around like us. But
It's like she was listening to your latest episode and she looks at me. It's like, do you think I have autism?
Oh, great.
It's like, I don't know.
I said it in a serious way. You make it sound like it was a joke, and
No,
it wasn't.
It was serious. You looked at me like very serious. I'm like, please let's not have this conversation while I'm driving. I don't want to accept my
I mean,
life.
it made me think, and I appreciate that. It was maybe a little rough that I was thinking about myself, but no, it made me think, and I appreciate that. It was not just, like I said, goofing around like we do.
Of course. I mean, I like you two goofing around. You two are very fun to listen to goofing around.
Thank
Trust
you.
me, I've listened to some podcasts where the guys, they quote unquote try to goof around, but instead they're just yelling over each other, trying to out alpha and out what is it called? Out they want to battle for TV time or screen time.
Yeah, that's definitely not me.
Yeah, no.
No, y'all are fun to listen to. So
Thank
that's what
you.
I appreciate about you two.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that, man. All right, so no housekeeping. Just remember to follow Danny at Big DK Energy on Instagram, TikTok, where else?
YouTube and Spotify.
YouTube and Spotify. And just give him a listen. All of his episodes are super interesting and entertaining. He's got everything from
One of your favorite bands.
one of my favorite bands, Leaving Haven. He has anything from social media management, people who do comics for a living, all sorts of stuff. People who work in esports. Has a bunch of very interesting topics. And other
He's
than
got
that,
a whole Discord of people he can send your way.
yeah, I do.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, I know Burger Champ's gonna love his show.
Yes.
He's for sure is gonna love your show.
Be ready for Burger Champ.
Yep.
All right, Burger Champ. Unfortunately, I don't have anything sexy on my show. Well, some of my guests are, me not so much. So yeah.
Oh no.
And yeah, our art was done by Metamorphica. You can find her on Instagram too. And with that, that's it for this week's episode. Do you want to say goodbye, Karradyne?
Goodbye.
Do you want to say goodbye, Danny?
Auf Wiedersehen.
So fancy.
Yeah, showing us off. Goodbye, everyone.